Welcome to Spiritual Connection. I'm your host, Katie Augustyn. So I'm an energy healer, I'm a transformation coach, I'm a shamanic practitioner, and I'm the spiritual head of the Transformation Center CT, which is located in Westport, Connecticut. So at the center, we do a variety of workshops, trainings. We have satsang once a month, the fourth Wednesday or the last Wednesday of every month, which in Sanskrit, satsang translates to in the company of the truth. So it's just really a great time to just spend with yourself and get to know yourself a little better and what's important to you. So we'd love to see you anytime at the center. We're open to everybody, so please contact us if you desire to. So the Spiritual Connection show is all about connection. What a surprise. So it's about connecting with each other as well as connecting more fully with our own spiritual selves. So through the guests that I have every week, I think you'll learn something from each one, something different, maybe something about yourself that speaks to you. So I'm really happy you're joining us tonight. Thank you for being here. So my guest tonight is Jen Faye Colombo. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, I'm glad you are here. So I've known Jen not for that long, so I'm really happy to get to know her a little better, as our audience will. So first, I'm just going to read a little bit about what you sent me so our audience can get to know you a little bit. So Jen is an artist and a creative guide. She's on a mission to create art experiences that nourish your soul. Wow, that sounds amazing. Can't wait to hear more about that. And her work is inspired by meditation, by energy, and through personal growth and exploration. Mm-hmm. So this is what you work with each one of your clients with?
Yes.
All right. Well, before we learn more about that and get started, I would love to hear, so far, what has your spiritual journey looked like?
Absolutely. Well, I feel like my spiritual journey actually began more recently, probably in the last 6 years. Okay. And it started when I was introduced to meditation and to energy healing. And I didn't know what it was at first. And at first I was like, I don't know if I can meditate. Can I do that? Like, is that really something I can do? Mm-hmm. And I discovered, yes, I can, and so can everyone. Mm-hmm. And I started to get deeper and deeper into different kinds of meditation, more energy healing. I was exposed to quite a few varieties of energy healing that's out there. I have many, many favorites. Okay. And that started me down a path of just a deeper connection to myself. And what's really become a lot more relevant now is a deeper connection to community as well.
Ah, okay. So it kind of worked together in that way.
Yes.
It's all pointed towards a community of like-minded individuals, other healers.
Yeah, like-minded individuals, other healers, other people who are just really exploring to find out what spirituality is for them.
I see.
And to me, it's also a really beautiful connection to nature as well.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I have experienced that too. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm curious, so were you an artist before you discovered your spiritual path?
I was. So I've been painting ever since the time I was, since I could walk or hold a crayon.
Oh, yeah.
And I had always drawn and painted, and it became a very big part of my life in high school, into college. It was part of my career in a different way for quite some time. And interestingly enough, even though I was in a creative career, I didn't really do a lot of painting for what I was doing. And once I started doing meditation and energy work, what I sort of discovered was I started getting this calling. Go pick up your brushes again, go pick up your brushes again, go pick up your brushes again, until I finally answered. And I started painting again. And what I very quickly discovered was my meditation practice started informing my work. and the paintings that I was creating. And then, as I was painting became a form of energy work and meditation for me.
Oh, that's amazing.
So it became a really beautiful circle, all encompassing.
Yeah, yeah. So I see you brought a painting tonight to share with us. Can you tell us a little bit about why you brought this in, what it's about?
Sure. So this painting is part of a brand new collection that I'm going to be offering, which is all intention-based. And this one in particular, underneath the painting, is actually written love and joy.
I'm going to hold it up
in the
so
flower
everybody
of
can
life,
see
yes.
it. Yeah.
And after I set the intention, whether it's by me or by whoever hands me a list of their intentions, it gets written all over the canvas inside the flower of life. And then I just start painting and creating. And they're all inspired by energy, the cosmos, water, nature, just whatever unfolds.
Wow, that's great. So how is that going? How are people responding? And tell me what's
They are
like.
responding very well to this, so much so I have to work a little faster to get more of it out there. But people are very excited about it, and I'm super excited about it. I consider when somebody comes and asks me to do a piece like this for them with their intentions, I consider it to be a co-creation. It's not just about me. I'm bringing in their intentions, their energy, and I'm thinking about all of that while I'm creating the piece for them.
Yeah, I can see how that would. It's a great platform for them and for you at the same time to learn what's inside of them. Is that
Yes.
how you perceive it?
Yeah, and it can be very specific to something that's going on in one's life. It can be just, I want to be filled with general universal things like love, joy, creativity, laughter, any of the things. So it's really whatever the person desires is what I set out to create.
So is that how you came up, well, the name of your whole, is it your business, the Art Experiences that Nourish Your Soul? Is that the name of it?
Yeah, so first of all, art totally nourishes my soul. I'm sure you probably guessed that already, just by the way I'm speaking about it.
Yeah.
And I believe that it is my job to allow people to have in their homes or their offices in their space whatever it is that nourishes their soul. And that can be so many different things for so many different people, whether it's, can you please paint me this moment of my child, or can you please paint me an intention-based piece, or here's my favorite place, can you make this happen for me? And I want to know, why do you want me to paint this for you? Why is this important for you to have it? And I love being able to create that for people and let them enjoy and be nourished all of the time and capture those memories from those very specific moments in time or those special places that are near and dear.
So what do you think it is about creating a painting, like creating the piece of art, as opposed to, say, a photograph or something like that?
Well, for me, the whole painting in general is a form of meditation, and it's how I feel like I do contribute to doing energy healing to the world. So I do also love photography, but I'm not a photographer. The paint just calls to me. I love working very fluidly and in the moment and working in harmony with it.
Yeah, no, I can see that. So, because a photograph is just literally a copy of what's there. Where a painting, you're creating something that is evolving, or it's like something is speaking to you while you're painting it. Is that how you perceive it?
Right. I'm more taking, if I'm working from a photograph, like if somebody hands me, I love this place, this is my favorite place, I'm creating an impression and the energy that they take from that place. But I do feel like that in photographs too. I will pick up on that in certain photographs. So it totally depends.
Just depends on what they want or what's in the moment for them. Yeah, that sounds pretty exciting. So, when you first meet somebody, what is the process? How does it evolve?
Yeah, so if somebody wants me to do a specific paint, I work with people in a couple different ways. I have work available. I get a lot of people asking me to do commission work for them, and I also help guide people creatively
to do their own
to do their own and to use it as a form of meditation and to do it as a process tool. So it depends on what somebody is looking for. If somebody is looking for me to do a commission, which basically means a custom piece, somebody's asking me to do a custom piece, I want to know what it is that they're looking for, what other of my work they're gravitating towards, and what their intentions are before I paint for them.
Yeah. So how long a process is it usually?
It depends on how big the piece is and depends on like if it's more abstract or realistic, but I usually ask for like a 4 to 6 week time frame to complete a piece in.
But prior to that, you meet with them several times or just have a few conversations?
Yes, we have a few conversations. Some people will come and visit me in the studio so they can reflect on some other work that I have, so I can get a feel for what they're being pulled and drawn towards color-wise and stylistically. So
yeah, to just get a feel for them too, I guess.
Exactly.
Just to get to know them.
Exactly.
Have you had a lot of like interesting or unusual commissions or?
I've had nothing unusual, but I've had some very, very special commissions. I've been asked to paint people's passions, so whether they're a dancer or music is important to them, or those moments when their children are little.
Yeah. So you do you do portraits?
They're not quite portraits, they're grayscale pieces. I love actually focusing on hands holding hands and hands holding feet, but I do also, I wouldn't consider it portrait work, but a different take on portrait work.
Yeah, I've seen some of the images on your website, or the hands, and they're beautiful.
Thank you.
Such lovely drawings.
Thank you.
Amazing. I didn't realize that would, well, I guess, people can ask for anything commissioned, right?
Yeah, people ask for anything, and if I don't feel like it's a good fit, well, then we don't move forward.
Oh, okay. Well,
So
that's a good point. So if somebody asks you for something just like crazy or whatever.
Yeah, if I don't feel like it's something I can give them what they're looking for, then I'll decline. And if I know somebody else, I'm happy to pass them along to somebody who's a better fit.
Okay. Yeah, well, that makes sense. You don't want to go down the wrong path. So that's the commission side of it mainly. So what about the part where you help other people create it themselves? How does that work?
Yes, I am so passionate about that. I absolutely love doing that. And I primarily work with people who don't consider themselves artists and are not trained as artists. So my goal is to help empower you to tap into that creative part of yourself and to use it as a form of meditation, to use it to help move through and transform emotions. And I teach some techniques, obviously. I'm not going to push anybody in the deep end of the pool without a life jacket. That would be, that would defeat the purpose. So depending on what we're doing, we may start with a guided visual meditation. And after the meditation, you create what is inspired from your meditation. And everybody's always surprised when everybody in the room has a completely different piece, but we all started out the same way.
Wow.
So it's beautiful to witness that.
So you do that in a group setting typically?
I've done that in group settings,
class?
and I can also do that privately as well if somebody wants to work with me privately. And we also have lots of fun. To me, all of this is supposed to be about exploring and discovering fun.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Fun ways, colorful ways. We use very simple tools that are easy. You don't have to go to an expensive art store and get expensive artist supplies. Everything can be easily accessible either online or just, a larger store down the corner from you. It doesn't have to be complicated.
Right. So I guess when you have the class, you supply you supply the supplies.
Yes. If I'm teaching a workshop, I supply everything. But I have people now that are working with me virtually, so I just send them off with the list, and they go get what they need to get. And I made sure it's very accessible for people, and we do fun things like listening to music and just painting to the music of all different styles and just letting go and seeing what happens and what unfolds.
Yeah. So this is something I believe you were telling me about, that you're starting a new program that's online, virtual?
Yes. I have a few people that are working with me on it now. And in the fall, it's going to actually be opened up to anyone who's interested to come explore. It is called the Creative Explorers Club.
Oh, nice.
So it's a great way. I teach techniques and different exercises. They're all stuff I've used myself throughout the years as an artist. It's my go-to tool. And we will also explore specific emotions. What does this look like? What does this feel like? Okay, well, how can we transform this?
Oh, interesting.
And it's been really amazing, the insights and discoveries that people have been having.
Really? A lot of aha moments.
A lot of aha moments, yes.
So it's a series of online classes over a period of how long?
Well, the goal is to make it a continual thing, because people just want to hang out and paint with me. So it's going to be where you can join in anytime and you can, leave anytime you desire. So it's totally on your terms.
Oh, so you could do one class or 10 in a row, or however you wanted to structure it, and you don't have to make it every week. It's weekly, right?
It's every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks.
And if you can't make it virtually live, there will be a recording. So there's no need to have to worry about blocking off your schedule if you can't make it.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
People are liking it so far, it sounds like.
Yes, and I also throw up tips and challenges and little things like that in between the weeks we're together.
Yeah, so what is the overarching goal of this specific program?
The goal is to show you that you have this tool at your hand, even if you're not a so-called artist or don't consider yourself an artist, and to give it to you to use as a form of meditation, as a form of grounding, as a form of getting insights and gaining insights on what's going on in your life.
So like a form of self-expression that they may not have had at their fingertips before.
Exactly.
Yeah. What is the difference between that, what you're doing, and what traditionally I think was called art therapy?
So I'm not a therapist, and what I just show and what we explore is based on my personal experiences as an artist and the tools that I've drawn upon as I've done my own personal growth and exploration.
Okay, so, but it is about personal growth, self-awareness.
It is.
Spiritual growth, if you will.
It is, yes. Spiritual growth winds up popping in there. Yeah.
Okay, so these are things that people are aware of when they begin, or is this something like it's sort of a gravy? How do they know what to expect, I guess is what I'm asking.
Well, everybody winds up with coming in with different insights, because everybody's at a different place in their life. Most people that decide to join and explore with me have already done forms of meditation and energy healing, and they've already done some self-growth, and this is another way that they can add to their toolbox.
Well, what if someone hasn't had any meditation experience or
I would encourage them to try, because
to try your class, or to try meditation first?
To try meditation first, and then come on in.
Well, you said that you got interested in meditation, and at the beginning you weren't sure you could do it. So tell us a little bit more about that. How did that work for you?
Yeah, so I didn't think I could meditate. So I went and found somebody the first time to guide me through a meditation. And she did, and I walked out and I was like, oh my goodness, I can meditate. Like, it was such a surprise. And I think too, you have to go in without attachment to expectation. Like, I didn't expect that I was going to be able to meditate, and I discovered I could. And it's just like anything else, right? It's a practice. Like, some days it happens and it's amazing, and some days
not so much.
It's a little off and it's not quite there.
So did you think that finding the teacher was the key thing for you? Like, would you recommend that for other people as well?
I would. I think it depends. I really think it depends on what the best way is that you need to learn. Like, that is a really good way for me personally to start learning, is to start just working one-on-one with somebody. And then once I have a little bit more understanding and grasp under me, then I go off and I explore. So from that branched out to, I go listen to sound healing meditations, and I love just going in nature and sitting by the water and meditating, and guided meditations, and I kind of listen to a variety of things, and that's what works for me. That doesn't work for everybody.
Yeah, but you're open to all sorts of
I'm open.
settings.
Yes.
Yeah. What about like group classes? Or have you experimented with those as well?
I have. Yeah, I love group classes. I think they're a great way to just go and be supported and know that there's other people in the same boat as you. And the meditation and painting class I teach in particular, that is open to everybody. I've had people that have come to that class that have never meditated before. And I just do a very simple guided visual meditation so that there's enough cues in there so they don't feel like they're
on their own.
On their own. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that really is key at the beginning. So they can come to your studio. You have a studio where you do this, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Are there other meditation places that you would recommend for people other than coming and doing your painting and meditation?
I personally think whatever grabs and gravitates you, go try it.
Yeah.
Because you're never going to know unless you try. Like, I love sitting in a sound bath and sound healing meditation, and I know some other people that really don't like it.
Okay.
So
it just depends. Yeah.
So I'm a big believer in exploring.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
I've explored a variety of things myself, and I encourage other people to do so. And you'll figure out which is the right fit or fits for you.
Yeah, so just start where you are.
Start where you are.
And ask questions. There's so many people out there that want to help, and what I've learned.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and being part of the TLC community, with Beth Lee's, I think that's been really helpful.
Yes, amazing, truly amazing people that are in there. That's how we know each other.
That's how we met. That's right. That's right. She's a good connector, Beth. So that's 203tlc.com. That's a good place to explore, like anything you might be interested in.
Yes,
see what's out there.
Exactly. I mean, and many yoga studios offer meditation classes now.
Right.
What are you waiting for?
That's true.
Go meditate and go try.
Yeah, or even come to the Transformation Center, CT,
yes,
because we do the satsang, and what that encompasses is part meditation. So we have a little bit of meditation. We do some chanting.
I love chanting.
I do too. Even though I have no voice for singing at all, it doesn't matter. I found. Does not matter.
It doesn't matter. And I'll confess, I have a really hard time remembering the chants. Like, when I go to Kundalini Yoga, I always need the cheat sheet.
Yes.
So don't be afraid to ask for help. Or sometimes I just can't pick it up, and I just sit there and I listen and I just take it in.
Yeah. Well, that's a good point. Right. And we usually have the chant printed on a big piece of paper, like a sign, so where people can see it. Because otherwise, we take for granted we've been doing it. But I love when people come who are really beginners, because I feel like we all have beginner's minds. You know,
Yes.
that's really the secret, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because there's no destination, right? I mean, we're
Right.
all in it together, and I love working with people who really don't even know what they're looking for. You know, I think that's great to just, like you said, just kind of experiment and, yeah.
Yeah, that's part of the fun part of it, right? You're not really sure what to expect, and you never know what's going to unfold.
Yeah, and in my experience, it's all good.
Yes, it's all good.
You can agree with that, yeah.
I do agree with
I mean,
that.
there's nothing that I've come across that is in the least bit threatening or anything like that. It's all very accessible, very easy, very, you know,
Yes.
and fun.
And these things are very, very accessible now. Drumming is another one. I think you've been drumming
Yes,
too,
yes.
right? In the same community
Yeah,
group with Matthew.
Matthew's community
Yes.
drumming. He's awesome.
It is fun. We were drumming the other day, and I could not figure out what I just couldn't get it. And I just closed my eyes, and I started feeling into it, which is something I show people when we're painting too.
Yes,
You got to just go with the flow. It's a lesson, right? That was a lesson for me to laugh at myself, which I was, because I couldn't figure this out. And I was like, I'm not perfect, and that's
No.
okay.
You followed your own advice.
I did. I did.
You're telling people that all the time, I bet. Go with the flow. Don't worry about it. It's not, there's nothing right or wrong. It's just, I know, I have the same issue with rhythm that I do. It's like, okay, whatever. I just keep it simple. Like, I'm always like the background, you know, like bum, bum.
Yes.
I don't try the fancy moves with people. No, but that's really fun. And the sound healing, I love that. We're going to do something this weekend around that.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites. So that's some of the music we'll paint to too.
Yeah.
I love painting,
it's
just
cool.
singing bowls and chanting, and
It's all great.
it's just wonderful.
Well, this has been so much fun talking to you tonight.
Thank
We're going to
you.
wrap up now, and thank you for being here. And I'm really excited about everything you're doing.
Thank you.
So everybody visit Jen's website, and you'll learn so much. So thank you. And thank you to our audience for joining us on this episode of Spiritual Connection. Hope to see you on the next show. Thank you, good night, and blessings. Take care.
They have something going on.
Right.
Timing is off.
That's perfect.
Yeah, it's just where they are, and
Yeah.
and it doesn't mean that it can't change.
Yeah, well, I love that, and we're gonna wrap up on that
Perfect.
note. It's not
Perfect.
about me.
It's not about
and
me.
It's not about any of us.
No.
It's about all of us.
Serving and helping
Serving,
others.
helping. Well, thank you, Cindy, for being here tonight,
Yes,
and thank you
great.
to all the guests who have joined us. And we'll look for you the next Spiritual Connection. I'm your host, Katie Augustyn. Blessings and good night. Thank you.